In this vid, I'm going to be taking a look at a Magnezone deck by Moldybread 24. Surprisingly, Magnezone is still a top tier deck. It plays 1st through 4th at many battle roads over the past season, and is rated number 5 on a 6 prizes list. I find this surprising because Magnezone includes 2 Stage 2 Pokemon, making it very difficult to get up with the release of Catcher. However, it's still a deck that's meant to set up very fast, and if you find that maybe your build isn't working out as fast as you like it, you can always throw in more twins to get a twins engine set up for those early Catcher losses. So let's take a closer look at Moldybread 24's Magnezone. You have 4 Clefas as your starters, but you should be easily able to go down to a single one. The only time you're going to need that one is if you need a new hand, or you need to stall. Running 4 babies also increases the chance that you're just going to get donked early game, and going to lose a lot of prizes due to Yanmega sniping your bench. You run a 3-1-3 Emboar, with 2 of the ability Emboar, and 1 of the Bad Boar. I would definitely recommend increasing that line to 4 Tepig and 2 Pig Knights. You're going to want the extra basic in case a Tepig is captured up early on, and you're going to want the extra stage 1 in case you're under trainer lock. In addition to the Bad Boar, you also run 1 Reshiram in order to have a secondary fire attacker. This is great for dealing out damage early in the game rather than having to use Magnezone's Lost Burn. You run 3-1-3 Magnezone, but again I would recommend increasing your Magnemites to 4 and your Magnetons to 2. Having the extra basic for catchers, and having the extra stage 1 in case of trainer lock. You run a single RDL Legend, which is great for being able to pick off 2 prizes by only knocking out 1 Pokemon. RDL is great for giving you a fast start early in the game, or for taking those last 2 prizes very late. Your energy is pretty simple, 11 Fire and 4 Electric. While these are good numbers, I find that if you're having trouble finding room for other cards in the deck, you could probably reduce your Fire by a few, and your Electric by 1. You have 4 Pokemon Collector, which means that hopefully you'll have one in your hand at the start of the game to be able to fill up your bench with basics. You run 3 Judge in order to disrupt your opponent, but with your Magnezone Prime on the bench you can easily recover. Your only other supporter are 3 Professor Oak's New Theory in order to refresh your hand. I would also consider running Engineers or Sage in order to have a little more draw power. I would also highly recommend running 2 or 3 twins, because in this format with 2 Stage 2 Pokemon, you're going to be behind on prizes. Those twins are really going to help you catch up. I would recommend adding a Flower Shop because not only do you want those energy that you've used early in the game back later in the game, but in case you lose a Tepig, an ability Emboar and one is prized, or anything that you really have one of early on in the game, you want to be able to get that back. With Flower Shop, you may also be able to decrease your energy retrieval to 1. By maxing out your junk arms at 4, you can easily reuse them, as well as your other trainers. Since both Emboar and Magnezone have very heavy retreat costs, I would recommend increasing your number of switch to 2. Having 2 will make it more likely that you can draw into it, rather than having to use the twins to search out for it. While you run 4 Pokemon Communication, I believe you should be safe running 3. Worst case scenario, you can always use a junk arm to reuse a Pokemon Communication, which should be relatively easy to do, especially with your junk arm maxed out. The last card I would suggest that you add is some Pokemon Catcher. At least 2, and if you can find room for it 3, is going to be crucial for facing those faster decks. Those are all the suggestions I have. If anyone else would like their deck reviewed, just PM me the list, and whether you'd like to be considered for a video review, which can take several weeks up to a few months to do, or if you'd like faster feedback via a blog review, which can be done in about a week. Thanks for watching!